Monument, Colorado's an hour south of Denver. Riley Cornelio going to TCU.
Riley Cornelio, I have a personal background with. I saw him as a freshman primary shortstop and have followed him through the years. He was throwing 84 then. Now he's throwing 94. His curveball might be his best pitch, but it's so fun when you're a baseball scout and watching these kids over a 3-year period. When I saw him at National just pumping it like that, I felt really good, and there's a high ceiling there for the Colorado native.
This is Riley Cornelio out of Colorado, and this again, David, some of the notes that you put together.
Yeah, Riley's a very interesting young man. Another I saw play when he was a freshman. He was a primary shortstop back then. Watched him on the mound as a secondary pitcher at a Perfect Game Showcase, and I talked to him and his father afterwards. I think Riley's future is going to be on the mound, and it's so pleasing that that's come to fruition. He's 90, 94. He can really spin it. And Dan, you spent a lot of years in Colorado watching the ball not spin at that altitude. This young man can spin it.
Yeah, when you can spin it at this age in that environment, that means you're going to have a well above average breaking ball. You know, David, just watching his delivery, look at the great extension, guys. He gets out front on the front side of it. You know, what that means at the end of it, you're going to have a lot more tight spin on your curveball, and your rotation on your fastball is going to be above average. He's a little amped like all these kids right now.
Sure. He's at a Monument, Colorado. It's about an hour south of Denver. He's a TCU commit, and he is under consideration for that final roster for the U.S. national team, USA Baseball. Fastball hits the outside corner. Lived about 89 to 93 at the National Showcase.
It looks to me, Darren, like his comfort level should be 91, 92. Hung a breaking ball there. But we're going to see some velocity spikes today, simply because the energy level's at a very high octane right now. That's really good.
A hammer breaking ball. David, you said it, he can spit it. And Dan, it turned out that's exactly what happened.
Well, as Dan said, he hung the one before. It had a hump on it, and you don't want to hang a curveball to Reese Hines. He came back with his 8 curveball, then got it in the right location, better spin on it, and picked up the strikeout.
And Reese is going to learn as he matriculates in his career. When he gets a hanging breaking ball, he's going to have to take advantage of those because pitchers are really good. And the next one, more than likely, is going to be a pitch just like that. That was well executed.
That one skips in there behind home plate to Tyler Callahan. Callahan's an interesting study because his bat plays, and there's no doubt it's going to play. He's played a lot as a middle infielder, but he's taken note that he could help elsewhere, maybe help himself. He's worked on first base, and this summer he's actually evolved to where he's learned to catch, and he's working behind the plate as well.
Well, that's, you know, Darren, that's a great point. We've got a game now where players that are multidimensional are so important to the game, especially with the rosters, the way they're constructed. But the way this young man can swing the bat, if he could settle in at this position, it's a great for his career and a huge competitive advantage for a club that might take him.
Heavy sinking fastball hits the outside corner. By the way, with regard to the tools, the hit tool, he also has the pencil tool in the classroom. This student, Tyler Callahan, is a 4.4 GPA student. And we were talking about it, actually ran into him a little bit more yesterday in preparing for this game. He said, it took me a little while to figure this out, but as I got older, there are some brains in there. He's been gifted with some brains. He said, I just flat pay attention the entire lecture. He said, I don't take books home very often, but I don't drift. I don't put the earbuds in. I pay attention from start to finish of my school day, and it has me not having to take books home a lot. And he works a 4.4 GPA.
That's great. You know, as you guys talked about, all these young men seem like they're really good students this year. And that's great for our game. You have to be balanced. You have to have perspective. And it's good that they are good students.
Breaking ball is high, and so Callahan patiently earns a walk.
And that's, you know, that's a young catcher right there, because he threw him a challenge fastball on 3-2 at 94 that he was late on. No reason to double, you know, no reason there to try to throw a breaking ball.
Yeah, and even if Riley Cornelio, he is a primary breaking ball pitcher right now. When you're throwing 94, and the hitter's already told you something.
Hitter told you, I'm not catching up to that right now.
Cornelio, his work in the classroom, he's a 4.1 student, a 4.1 GPA. Slammers Cronican, his travel team, John Cronican coaching that Slammers team as the fastball is in. We didn't have as much time to spend with Judson Fabian, the Florida commit. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Trinity Catholic, and this is a hitter that just has shown over the last couple of years he just flat can naturally swing the bat.
And you looked at it, it's not a big physical presence. I think Judson's listed at 6'1", 180. But to me, he really uses his lower half well to get his swing started, and it's a swing that comes from the ground up. And he's got strong hands. You hear that different sound when it comes up the barrel. But I think a lot of his swing comes from the lower half.
Hits it hard out to short, the middle of the diamond. Bobby Witt says, "I'll take it myself." On across, and that is a double play. Callahan wiped out, and a nice way to clean things up. Hello, Riley Cornelio. That's an inning.